So there is an absolute plethora of copycat or look-alike pistol and rifle red dots on the market today. Some are very, very good, and some are not so much. Well, we're going to find out today if the Northtac Ronin F12 1x28, which camp this one falls into. So let's get into it. So I'm using my lapel mic today. It is windy as all get out. So if my voice cuts in and out, or if I'm looking this way for part of the video, it's because it's really windy and I'm trying to have the best audio possible. With that said, for full transparency, I was sent this. I did not purchase this. I was sent this by Delta Team Tactical. They are a retailer. They did not make this. Northtac makes this. So they did not manufacture this. They are a third-party retailer. So any of the anything that I say about this in this video should not be a reflection on Delta Team Tactical. That's called foreshadowing. So let's start out with some quick specs on this red dot. It is a 20x28 window, so it's a nice large window, really kind of designed in this fashion for competition use because of the just sheer size of what you're looking through. The dot size is 2 MOA and has 110 total MOA adjustment, both windage and elevation, with 1 MOA clicks, and it does have decent clicks to it. So I've not drop tested this yet, so it'll be interesting to see how this holds up, because it is a body of 6063 aluminum. Now that is the softer of the two normal aluminum body composites that you find. 170/75, much harder, much more durable. This one is 6063. Of course, Northtac says aircraft grade, aluminum, because it makes it sound super tough. So good on them with their marketing. Now it has 7 total brightness settings, 1 night vision setting, which I've never been able to test, and 6 visible settings. It does get very bright on its brightest setting. Now it's not quite fire bright like I would like to see out of especially something that is supposed to be, or it is advertised as both competition and self-defense. So I would like to see it a little bit brighter, but it is bright enough to be seen on light backgrounds, and of course my dark targets out there, which you'll see in a second. So it does have a 1632 battery, top loaded battery, which is nice, and it's claiming a 36,000 hour battery life, which is a little low for today's standards. Most things are coming out with 40 or 50,000 hour. Of course, that being on lower settings and because of the shake awake. Now this is advertised as having auto off and shake awake, meaning that if you leave it sit for a certain amount of time, it'll shut itself off, and once you pick it up, it turns itself back on. Pretty normal standard fare for today's red dot market. The problem is this one doesn't wake up. If I push the button up or down, it will turn on, but it doesn't wake up. And I've referred to the directions to see if there's any sort of weird cheat code that you got to press like buttons at the same time and this and that and the other thing in order to activate the auto on, auto off capability, because I did have another Ronin product before that I've never reviewed that had sort of complicated directions on you push the button this and that and the other thing in order to go through different modes. So I thought maybe that was the case with this. No, it just doesn't turn on. It doesn't matter how hard I shake it or anything like that. It doesn't turn back on. Now, as far as glass clarity, it has a very, very slight blue notch filter on it, which helps with the brightness. If the notch filter wasn't there, I'm not sure that even the highest setting would be really bright enough. And the glass has a little wobble to it, like a little magnification wobble to it. Nothing real severe. in a way this part's good, then in a way this part's bad. The the magnification wobble is throughout the glass, not just a fisheye. So because sometimes that fisheye can mess with you, whereas if you're just used to seeing through magnification all the way across, it's a little bit better in my opinion. And this does have slight magnification wobble to it. It is otherwise a very crisp picture. It is otherwise very clear. Like I don't seem to have any sort of severe degradation of colors or light transmission. Now, before we get into the shooting and drop test, accuracy test with this, one thing about the reticle is that on a high setting, okay, so, all right, it didn't turn back on. So I took enough time to go paint one of my targets, right, to get my spray can out, paint one of my targets. It shut off and it's not coming back on. But if I push the button, there it is. Okay, so what I was getting ready to say, other than the auto off working great, but the auto on not working at all, is that on high setting, the refresh rate is just fine. It doesn't disappear, it doesn't get skippy or anything like that. But on a low setting, sort of a night setting, not night vision, again, I haven't tested that, but on the very low settings, the dot essentially disappears when you rock it back and forth. So the refresh rate is kind of garbage on this. So I am here at 10 yards. 5 shots, S&B 115 grain. Let's do 5. All right, so that's my baseline of accuracy today. All clear. Holy crap, this wind. My camera's actually moving, but I don't want to cut this for fear that somebody's going to say I didn't do something right. All right, that's died down a little bit. So drop test, standard drop test that I do for everything from the top and each side. So no deformation, a little bit of beat up there, but no deformation, which is good. And it's still on. So let's move on to the next 5 rounds. All right, it held 0. It held 0. On to the next test. All right, clear. Dot is still on. Dot is still, oh, I can tell you right now, it shifted 0. Okay, it's tight. Back here at about 10 yards. Make sure the is in camera view. Yep, optic is tight. Dot is still on. Oh yeah. So let's go up to the target. I really think that I got lucky with the drop test and it's staying zeroed. but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it shifted. If this was basically my point of aim, then it shifted 2, 3, 5, 6 inches to the upper left. And you can definitely see that in the optic. So final thoughts on this Northtac Ronin F12. The packaging was really, really nice. And I mean, they go all out with their packaging. This is like a Pelican style case. This is a very, very nice case. Their presentation is awesome with this folder that has everything in it, has the tool for the optic and all this other stuff, even comes with 2 extra batteries. The packaging is super awesome. I just wish they put that sort of effort into their quality control, because I'm not totally shocked that this thing has its issues, because I told you before, I had a Northtac optic before that I never tested. It didn't work, or it didn't work right, I should say. It didn't work correctly. The buttons were backwards, the up, down, left, right. This is their rifle optic and magnifier set. I don't recall the name of it. And it never worked right. They said they would send me one that worked right. They never did. And so this is my second Northtac optic that didn't work correctly or had problems. So at the price point of $130, I cannot at all recommend this red dot. And at this point, I sort of can't recommend anything from Northtac. I'm sure somebody out there, or maybe multiple people out there, have had great luck with Northtac products, and that's awesome, good for you. I have not, and I have only my experiences to base my opinion off of. That is for the people that's going to get super angry at me for this video. But I would like to thank Delta Team Tactical for reaching out to me, sending this out to me. Again, the lack of quality in the Northtac products should not reflect on Delta Team Tactical as a company. Again, they are a third-party retailer. But again, I do appreciate Delta Team Tactical reaching out to me. Thank you guys out there for watching. Thank you for the support. If you want to support the channel and you like this sort of content, please hit the like, share, subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Remember to hit all notifications. You can also become a member of the channel, which is very inexpensive. You get free previews and all this other stuff, members only posts as well, and you can also become a subscriber to my newsletter. Newsletter gives you my videos emailed directly to you, along with deals, sales, and promo codes. This wind is just not letting up, so time to end this. Thank you guys, and we'll talk to you later.